Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to Prattville City Hall. This afternoon we have a public hearing agenda of 7 items. This time we ask clerk to call the roll.
Councillor Striplin. Here. Councillor Wood.
Here.
Councillor Brown. Here. Councillor Starnes. Here. Councillor Chambliss. Here. Councillor Bowles. Here. Councillor Boone. Here.
Call this public hearing to order. The first item of business is a resolution to declare various weedy lots to be a public nuisance and order their abatement per Title 11, Chapter 67 of the Code of Alabama, 1975, as amended. Is anyone here to speak in favor of this resolution? Anyone to speak against? Carter, you want to give a update now, or you want to do it later?
I'm sorry, Councilman. What do you want to? You want me to go over which ones have not been cut at this point, or
Anything that you have to give to the council? If you don't have anything to give, we'll catch it.
Absolutely nothing at this point.
Have a seat, sir. Thank you. We'll call the public hearing closed then on item number 1. Number 2 is an ordinance to rezone property located 2578 Cobbsford Road from FAR B2. If anyone speaking in favor of this particular ordinance, please come forward.
I'm Kathy Durakis with Goodwin Mills Kaywood. I'm here to speak on behalf and in favor of the rezoning of the parcel. It's located in this location. Here's I-65 Cobbsford Road. The Hampton Inn Hotel is here, and it's directly behind it. It's 33.3 acres, which we're requesting for rezoning to B2, which is consistent with the adjacent zoning for the shopping center that Target is in, which is adjacent to it. Do you have any questions?
Thank you. Does any council member have any questions, comments? Thank you. Anyone else like to speak in favor of this? Anyone like to speak against it? So on, we'll call the public hearing to close on item number 2. Item number 3 is an ordinance to rezone property located County Road 4 at Buena Vista Boulevard from R3 to R5. Anyone like to speak in favor on this ordinance, please come forward.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm Greg Gillen with Larry Speaks and Associates, and we're seeking approval of a rezoning in this area at the Oaks of Buena Vista. All of this property here is already zoned R5, and we're taking this section and adding an R5 section to it. I'm here to answer any questions you may have.
Does anyone have any questions, comments?
The zoning board, not the
Planning Commission.
commission, I'm sorry, it's been a long day, has already seen this, and we, as the board, approved it and would say we would like to see it move forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Does anyone else like to speak in favor of this ordinance? Anyone speaking against it? We'll close the public hearing on that item. Item number 4 is a resolution to grant a retail beer on or off premise and retail wine on or off premises license to Barranco Enterprises doing business as Chappie's Deli. Anyone like to speak in favor of this item? Anyone like to speak against it? No comments. We'll close the public hearing on item number 4. Item number 5 is an appeal by Mrs. Gloria Bales regarding dilapidated structure located at 209 Douglas Circle. Ms. Bale, will you come forward, please? Good afternoon. State your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Gloria Wyatt Bells. My address is 2108 Foster Drive, Tallahassee, Florida, 32303. I am here to appeal, I guess not to appeal, but the city has requested that I demolish my father's and my family home. And I guess I'm here to appeal and ask permission of the court and the city of Prattville to allow additional time for me to do this because of finances. Because of finances. I have a question, and that is there a fund that the city may have to help with this?
None that I'm aware of.
Okay. All right. You wanna say something?
Hi, my name is Patsy DeRamos. I live at 222 Juniper Court in Prattville, Alabama. 36067 is my zip code. And we realize that the house does need to go. We're just asking for additional time to do that. We'd like it to be done in a respectable way, and we're just asking for some additional time, if you would grant us that. We will have it down, but we just need additional time to do so.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming before us. One of the things that the house is, I've looked at it, and you know I'm aware of it. I've had calls on it. But would like for you to get with the code enforcement officer and work out something, an appeal that's reasonable. It can't last forever.
We realize that it can't last forever, but can you give us maybe an amount of time that would be reasonable for the court?
Well, let me just say this, because I'm aware of the situation, and it is in the area that I represent. There are some people that we have extended some time to. That's on our agenda tonight until the end of the year. If that is appropriate, I would be willing to consider that personally as a representative. If there are no objections from anyone else up here from the administration, if you'll get with Mr. Wilson.
Mr. Wilson.
He's sitting right behind you until possibly the end of the year, but I don't think we can extend it any longer.
Okay.
That would
Thank
be
you
fine.
very much.
Thank you. Item number 6 is, before we get to that, did any council member have any comments on that particular item? Item number 6, appeal from Mr. Freddie Nobles regarding dilapidated structure located at 859 Washington Ferry Road. Mr. Nobles, a representative, will you come forward, please?
My name is Freddie Nobles. I own 859 Washington Ferry Road. And we've been working at it, but I've had medical problems. I've had surgery, and I still ain't released from that. But I'd like to ask for time to finish it because that's my home. And the structure's not hurt. It's just cosmetic, a little bit on the outside, mainly on the inside.
Okay. Is that the home that you live in?
Yes, sir.
He is
I'm staying with her right now.
temporarily living with me. His son and himself
Yeah.
are living with me. I'm his sister, Betty Hall, and I live at 327 Selma Highway in Prattville.
Okay.
He's had some medical issues, like he said, and the family has helped out in trying to fix up the house. We've cleaned up the inside of the house mostly out, but we're working on the outside, and we've done a good bit in the last couple of weeks, and we're still continuing to do that. He's had some pressure washing done to the outside of the house to help the appearance of it. We realize that it is an eyesore to the neighbors, and we apologize that it's taken this long, but it's just because of his health and some issues like that. But we are working at it, and we ask that you please give us more time to do it, and we will get it done.
Okay, thank you for coming tonight to appeal this. Would any council member like to address this issue?
Yes, sir. I represent Mr. Nobles and Ms. Hall, who both live in my district, as well as other family members of theirs, and I know that it has been a family effort. I actually went by the house last week and was riding through the neighborhood and could tell that there had already been some effort put in, and we've talked specifically about addressing the windows and some of the cosmetic outside first so that it shows the neighbors that they are making progress. And I would appeal to the rest of the council to give the family an opportunity to make this right. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's been in the family for 50 years. I've had it for the last 15.
Yes, sir. And we try to do our best to work with you all. Any other council members have any comments? The counselor from your district has spoken. If there are no other comments from anyone else, I would urge you also to get with Mr. Wilson and set up a time that you all can possibly have this done. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No other comments. Public hearing is closed on item number 6. Number 7 is appeal by Mrs. Evelyn Nelson regarding dilapidated structure located at 321 Martin Luther King Drive. Mr. Craig Bakes is here to speak on behalf of Ms. Nelson. Mr. Bakes, will you come forward?
Yes, I'm Craig Bates. Basically, with the Howard
Mr.
property.
Bates, will you give your address,
Excuse me,
also
I'm
your
sorry.
name and address, please, so the clerk can have it for record.
My address is 1315 Crows Pass, Prattville, Alabama 36067. But the property is 321 Martin Luther King Drive. Basically, with that property, we're ready to start some work on it. That property was in probate, and I looked at it one time with Mr. Wilson, and they could not get a permit to do any work on it because it was still in probate. So they said they could not do any work on it. But we were willing to start it and clean it up because they finished probate, but the judge hasn't signed the order, as far as I know, from the Howards. I think they have a meeting this Thursday. But we're willing to start it, clean it up, paint it, and get everything start looking right so that it would not be an eyesore to the city. If you guys allow it, we'll start it as soon as possible.
Okay, Mr. Bates. Thank you for coming to appeal before us. I noticed that house is boarded up safely. I would ask you also to get with Mr. Wilson and see if something can be worked out by the end of the year, at least. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Wilson.
Councilman Wood, I would like to defer to David McDowell on this since it is still tied up in probate.
Okay.
Anything would probably need to go through his office.
Mr. McDowell, would you like to make comments on it?
What I was telling Mr. Wilson, I spoke to Cliff Cleveland was representing the estate. Now Lewis has got it, and I spoke to Lewis actually today about it. I believe there's a hearing on Thursday that should clear up everything as far as the probate issue is. So from a time standpoint, the estate should be closed and they can go forward. And we just need to keep doing what we're doing.
Okay, thank you. So again, follow up with Mr. Wilson, at least so we'll have a record, Mr. McDowell, if that's in order, to keep it that way. Okay. Thank you. Would anyone else like to speak on this item? Any council member? We'll close the public hearing now on item number 7. This closes the public hearing on all items.